Hey guys, in this new series of videos, we're taking a look at some classic and some corny motorcycle movies. Today's film has the undead, deals with the devil, some trippy hippie funerals, and some classic British motorcycles. Today, we're watching Psychomania. Also known as the Death Wheelers, Psychomania is a cult classic British motorcycle movie directed by Hammer horror veteran Don Sharp and starring Nicky Henson, Beryl Reid and George Sanders in his final role. The film tells the tale of Tom Latham, a seemingly well-to-do teenager and leader of the Living Dead motorcycle gang. Yes, that's a skull and crossbones motif on their helmet, not bunny ears. Other than having a penchant for hanging around a formation of standing stones known as the Seven Witches, the gang are portrayed as your typical movie biker gang. They ride around causing havoc at every opportunity, with their first act being to chase down a taxi driver for having the audacity to avoid crashing into them.
Well, he's on the hook. Do we let him go?
No. Teach him a lesson.
Yeah. Blow his mind.
Things soon start to get weirder as we learn Tom's mother holds seances along with their slightly creepy butler. Yes, butler. We did say Tom was well-to-do. They also seem to be keeping some dark secrets from him.
Why did my father die in that locked room? Why do you never get any older, Shadwell? And what is the secret of the living dead?
Finally, giving in, they give Tom a magic froggy medallion of protection and let him enter the mysterious locked room. Inside, it's revealed that Tom's mother did a deal with the devil, and Tom learns that to come back from the dead, you have to die, but believe that you will come back. It's now we get our first good look at the bikes of the film. Nicky Henson, who plays Tom, was a massive fan of motorcycles and said when he got the script and read the first line, 8 chopped Harley Davidsons crest the brow of a hill, he was sold. Only to turn up on set and find, in his words, 8 clapped out AJS 350s and BSAs. He also said it was the first project he had worked on where 8 mechanics were on hand just to keep the bikes running, as they had bought them from a second-hand dealer and were falling to bits. We're not sure what happened to the AJSs, as the film features a bevy of Triumphs with gang leader Tom riding a 58 Triumph Trophy along with a debadged BSA Starfire. Another draw, if you're like me, is the other vehicles in the background of the film. If you get a real kick out of seeing period cars, vans and trucks in the background of films, you're in for a proper treat. Back to the plot, and Tom decides to commit suicide by the surest method possible, travelling at 100 miles an hour on a classic British motorcycle.
What's the fastest anybody's done on the motorway?
95?
And then you woke up.
You must be dreaming out of your cotton-picking mind.
Today we do the ton and hold it.
But that's suicide.
So.
Oh, look.
Okay, things don't end there. Tom's girlfriend heads to see his mother to ask if the gang can bury him in their own special way. It's now we get the film's most iconic scene. Ladies and gentlemen, the living dead biker gang.
And the world never knew his name, but the chosen few know of his fame. Come join his company, riding free.
Yes, the gang go all hippie for 5 minutes as they sing about their lost friend as they bury him on his Triumph in a hole that's not quite deep enough. Not to worry though, as he won't be down there long. Back from the dead, and now seemingly invincible, Tom sets about getting his gang to do likewise in a variety of Keystone Cop-style suicides.
Hey, Constable! That's my bike! Is it now? Then come on down here! Okay.
One of the gang has last-minute doubts and so doesn't come back. Oh. The gang members that do make it back upgrade their general mischief making to a full-on murder spree, along with doing all the things you or I would do if we suddenly became invincible. You know, like terrorizing your local Tesco, or, well, Tom's girlfriend, Abby, fails in her suicide bid and decides, death isn't for her.
Then I'm alive.
Yes. You were lucky.
Tom's mother also decides that things have gone far enough, and in a rather sudden climax, she decides to break the deal just as Tom gives Abby the choice of kill yourself or die.
I want to go on living.
No.
Just as he takes things into his own hands, the spell is broken, which results in him and his gang being turned to stone. The stone looking like, well, you can see what it looks like. A suiting image for this film to end on, well, yes and no. Psychomania got mixed reviews when it first hit the big screen, but as time has gone on, it's built up a cult following, and it's not hard to see why. It never takes itself too seriously, and it moves along at a fast pace. You can tell that the team working on this film had a really great time. Okay, well, not everybody. You might remember that I said at the top that this was George Sanders' last film. Well, the story goes that after watching a rough cut of the film, he went back to his hotel room and committed suicide, with no return. He had left several suicide notes, with one reading, "Dear world, I am leaving because I am bored. I feel I have lived long enough. I am leaving you with your worries in this sweet cesspool. Good luck." From accounts of the other actors on the film, he seemed in high spirits, always laughing and joking with the cast. It just goes to show you never really know what kind of demons people are dealing with behind closed doors. When it comes to the cast in this movie, there are a few cameos that certainly our British viewers will recognise. You have June Brown, who is Doc Cotton in EastEnders, and Bill Pertwee, who was Warden Hodges in Dad's Army. There's also a bit of trivia with Jane being played by Anne Michelle, sister of LOLO's Vicky Michelle. The main draw, other than the bikes, has to be Nicky Henson's extremely 70s campy lead. He stated that he didn't think much of the film and thought it would be forgotten, but over 40 years later, people were still coming up to him in the street quoting lines from it. Sadly, Nicky passed away last year. Psychomania remains a biker B-movie classic and is all the more enjoyable with a group of friends and a little bit of booze. I saw this first time out sometime mid to late 70s, maybe even early 80s. Probably one of those very late night things. I saw it again most recently at the most perfect of settings, the Happening Motorcycle Show. It couldn't have been in a better place. Dig it out, have a good look at it, and let us know how you go on with it. And if you've got any other favourite motorbike movies that we should watch, let us know in the comments box. Okay, it's that time. You've been told, on your bike,